Deep within the Whisper Woods lies a small, almost forgotten village. It was a nice place to live until something terrible happened there many years ago. Something so terrible that even today, no one dares enter the woods after sunset. And especially, no one dares visit the graveyard at the edge of the village, because as soon as the sun goes down, strange voices start calling names in the dark. For the villagers, it's become just another legend, a spooky story to tell around the campfire to scare away children who don't want to go to bed. But three friends are not scared by any campfire stories. They mock the legend of the Whispering Grave and bet that whoever steps foot in the graveyard at midnight will hear nothing but the crickets chirp. So at exactly 12 o'clock, when the old clock tower chimes, the three friends open the rusty gate and step into the graveyard. The wrought iron bars creak ominously, as if warning the intruders to turn back while they still can. But these warnings fall on deaf ears. Laughter echoes in the graveyard as the boys walk between the moss-covered tombstones. The moonlight is dim, making it hard to see, but every now and then, the light falls on a face carved in stone. And for a moment, it looks like the dead are rising from their eternal sleep to stare at the intruders. One of the boys suddenly stops. He points to the left, where tall trees form a wall around them, blocking most of the moonlight. "Hey, did you guys hear that?" he asks. His voice sounds unnaturally loud in the stillness. His two friends pretend not to have heard anything, but when they reach out to touch his arm, their fingers meet icy cold skin. They don't dare look at each other. Instead, they continue walking, pretending that everything is fine, that none of them have just witnessed the rising of a zombie. They walk on and on until they reach the center of the graveyard, where an old, gnarled oak tree stands right in the middle. Its branches twist like tormented souls, reaching up to the heavens. The tree has seen better days, just like everything else here. The boys stop under the oak tree. "Well, this is boring," one of them says. "There's nothing here. Let's go home." His two friends agree, and they're about to leave when they notice something odd. Between the rows of headstones, there's a fresh pile of damp soil. There's no new grave marker, only a mound of earth that looks like it was recently disturbed. Confused, the boys walk closer to investigate. One of them reaches out and touches the wet soil. "What the hell? Whose grave is this?" he asks. The others shake their heads. None of them recognize the grave. Indeed, none of the villagers had been buried here recently. Suddenly, the air grows heavy, and the boys can feel goosebumps rising on their skin. A chill wind sweeps across the graveyard, making the tree branches creak. The boys pull their jackets tighter around them. Then one of them says, "Leave, before it's too late." At first, they think it must be one of the others, but when they turn around, they see that none of them have spoken. A faint whisper seems to echo from all around them. "Leave, before it's too late." The boys exchange uneasy glances, but no one moves. Fear is paralyzing them. Then one of them, trying to sound brave, says, "It's just the wind. There's nothing to be afraid of." But his bravado doesn't fool anyone. They all know there's something in the graveyard with them. Something evil. Something that doesn't want them to leave. Another whisper, this time coming from above. "You can't hide. You can't run. You'll never escape." The boys hug the ground, trying to remember why they ever thought it was a good idea to stay in the graveyard. After all, they know the legends, don't they? They know what happens to those who spend the night in the Whispering Graveyard. They want to run, but their legs seem like blocks of lead. They want to scream, but their voices are stuck in their throats. They watch in horror as the pile of dirt in front of them begins to move. At first, it's just a slight trembling, But then the ground starts shaking more and more violently. With trembling hands, the boys clutch the cold, rough bark of the oak tree. The leaves rustle in the wind, and for a moment, the boys think it's the tree that's coming alive, that its roots are reaching out to grab them and pull them down into the darkness. Then the trembling stops as abruptly as it started. Silence falls over the graveyard again, heavier and more oppressive than before. The boys hold their breath, waiting for whatever comes next. Suddenly, thick black smoke begins to seep out from the hole in the ground. It rises slowly at first, then faster and faster, curling and twisting into strange shapes. The stench of decay hits them like a punch in the gut, and they gag. Still frozen in terror, they watch as the smoke takes shape, rising higher and higher until it forms a hunched figure in the moonlight. The boys close their eyes tight, unable to bear the sight. They know that legend says that whoever stays in the graveyard after dark will be taken by the creature that lives in the whispering grave. But they never believed the legend. They thought it was just a story. When they finally dare open their eyes again, the smoke figure is gone. In its place is a tombstone with the words, "Here lies John." John. Was he the one who had whispered to them? Had he warned them to leave before it was too late? Or was it the creature inside the grave? Too afraid to ask, the boys run from the graveyard. They don't want to stick around to find out. One of them stumbles over a tree root and falls, scraping his knee on the rough bark. Blood trickles down his leg, but he doesn't care. He gets up and runs as fast as he can, ignoring the pain. He can hear the others behind him, their footsteps heavy and uneven on the soft grass. They're scared, really scared now. All the legends they've ever heard come rushing back to them. Legends they used to laugh at, stories they used to mock. Now they wish they could erase all those stories from their minds, because now they know that there's truth in every word. And as they run, they hear the whispers behind them getting louder and angrier. "Get away from me. Leave me alone." Then a voice that sounds like nails on a chalkboard. "Get away from my grave. This is my grave." As the first rays of sunlight touch the treetops, the boys burst out of the woods and stumble onto the road leading to the village. They look back at the woods, but the trees seem calm and peaceful in the morning light. There's nothing there, or so they think. But deep within the whisper woods, in the whispering grave, something stirs. Something smells blood. Something is awakening. This has been part 1 of The Whispering Grave. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.